I'm pretty sure that you're doing well and your studies are going awesome. It's just that now you're learning something technical from your sixth grade and you are learning something scientific. And I hope you're enjoying your studies too. And I also hope that all the chapter of the biology that you have learned so far, they are very much clear to you because we are going to learn the next chapter. That's all about, I'm going to share my screen and then I'll say. Okay, so till the time I can introduce myself. I hope you know me already, but I am Anjali Ahuja, biology faculty with askIITian, and I am your class teacher right now in the recording. This is not an introduction of the chapter. Introduction I'm going to make now. So you people, I don't know how many of you love vegetables because what I expect that you people must not be liking many of the vegetable and you would be literally crying in front of your mother. I don't like this. I want to eat that or this one. But all the nutrients, they are present in these vegetables, in the food. You should eat everything because you get different kind of nutrition from different kind of food and all are necessary for you. If you do not eat any particular vegetable, it means you're going to have deficiency of the nutrient that is present in that vegetable. Are you getting my point? So we should eat everything. Now my second question. When you eat vegetables, have you ever noticed which part of the plant it is? Tomato is which part of the plant? A cabbage is which part of the plant? A capsicum is what? Maybe reddish or cucumber is which part of the plant? What you're eating? Is it a fruit? Is it a stem? Because vegetable is not a part of the plant. It is a category. There are specific part of the plant. We know that there are roots, stem, leaves and all. So these fruit and vegetable that we are eating that belong to different part of the plant. In this chapter, we will be learning about plants only. They are different parts, what they are doing, what is their function. So without wasting time, we're not wasting by the way, I'm just making an introduction. Let's start this up. So basically in this part, what we will be covering, we will be talking about introduction to the different type of the plant, and then we will be talking about the roots, which are the important part of the plant. Actually, we will be talking about all the part of the plant. In this part, we will be covering the root structure, root function, and how come soil erosion happens. I suppose now things are clear to you regarding what we are going to learn, and let's move forward. First of all, this is the diagrammatic picture of the plant, but I'm pretty sure that you all have seen the plants and have explored it up. You know what, guys? If you feel a little tension in your life because of the stress of the studies, you should try gardening. I guarantee you, gardening is so going to boost your mind, boost your mood. Because when you go garden it up, you water them up, it's like taking care of the baby and you just love it. Start, try that thing. And second thing, if you get to have a chance to be in the garden or in any village or something, you should explore the nature. Now, coming back to the nature part here, plants are really important part of them. I suggest you to explore that too. There are millions and millions types of plant species are present on Earth. Why not to explore them? We see a number of plants in our garden, in a forest, in a jungle, in a field, in the botanical garden, and in many places, obviously in the zoo also, because animals will be they need a place to live. They need jungle. So in the zoo, by default, we need plants. Plants are home to the animals, isn't it? There are different part of the plant. On the right side diagram is showing there are flowers on the plant, fruit, stem, leaf, birds are there. These are kind of roots. Roots are present in different design. So these we will be learning in detail. But for now, you just remember the part of the plant which is in the soil is known as root system, and the one which is shooting out of the soil is known as shoot system. So before we go into that detail, let's understand different categories and types of plants. First of all, there is a category of the plant which is known as herbs. There are many categories of herbs available. In the kitchen, we use herbs like what? Coriander, the green coriander, not the dry one. Like mint. Anything else? Like curry leaves. There are the green herbs that, not the curry leaves are specifically herbs. That's a shrub. I'll talk about that. But herbs are the plant with green and tender structure. It's like total green. The stems are also flexible and green. They are the herbs. If I give you example, these are one. Marjoram, mint, rosemary, basil. You must have seen that, you know. Chives and oregano, parsley, thyme, sage, fennel, lemongrass, green onion. So these are all herbs. Herbs are completely green. You know what? Why plant is green? Because it has to show photosynthesis. Photosynthesis doesn't happen only in the leaf part. It happens in all of the green part of the plant. Why they are green? Because they have a green pigment named chlorophyll into them. So whatever be the part of the plant where green color is present, that means they have the chlorophyll and they are showing photosynthesis. In the very adult plant, leaves are the most green part. That's why we say because they have the maximum chlorophyll. But in the herbs, all the part of the plant, they are showing chlorophyll. So one thing interesting you must be noticing about the herbs, that herbs are used in medicines. This is used in the spices also. Obviously, there are other herbs also in the jungle which is of no use or weeds or like a waste. But then many of the herbs are used as the spices and in the medicine form. So herbs are the green one. They are like the soft stem, I will say. They used to have the soft stem. So I suppose that's clear to you both the herb. Now let's talk about the next category, which is shrubs. Shrubs are also green, but if you notice, they have a stem which is not very much strong like a wood, but softer but harder than the herbs. So these plants are developed near the base of the stem. Some plants develop near the base of the stem. The stem is hard but not very thick. Such plants are known as shrubs. In the garden, you must have seen that. Rose and tulsi are the best example for that. I suppose that's clear to you in the curry leaves also. Curry used to have this kind of. So these are the examples. They are also used in spices, in beautification, as in ornamental, because rose has the ornamental value. Tulsi has medicinal value. So they are used in ornamental and medicinal value. Ornamental as in beautification. Now I suppose that's clear to you regarding the shrub. Let's move forward. Let's talk about the next, which is creepers. Creepers are crawling on the ground. So plant with weak stem, they cannot move up because they have a weight in them. If you see the example, pumpkin, watermelon, muskmelon, they have a lot of, heavy fruits in them. They cannot move up. They have a weak stem. They used to have the heavy fruit also. And the stem is also weak. That's the reason that they cannot move up. They keep on just spreading on the ground. They are the creepers. Example is by default, very easy to understand. They're creeping and crawling on the ground. They also show photosynthesis and they just adapted to be like that. It is directly absorbing. Time to time, roots are there. The stem will be moving further, roots are grown. Stem move further, roots are grown. That's how they grow. Now let's move forward. Let's talk about the next, which is climbers. Climber are not having too much weight, not weak stem like a creeper. Stem not weak. Stem is weak, but not weak like creepers. And they do not have any heavy fruit or something. So pea plant, grapevine, money plant. Grapevine is also, the grapes you must have seen, but not like muskmelon and all. So it can just easily survive. And second thing, their stem is not weaker. They can carry this weight. If you see the diagram, you see the stem is not like a typically green stem. It is initially growing green, but then it gets harder to have that weight. Now I suppose things are clear to you. Yes, that's clear. Climbers. Now, next time when you go into the garden, you're going to explore all kind of plants. Okay? Okay. And then there are trees other than climber, crawlers, creepers, whatever explained. There are trees. Trees are the forest plant, a proper well-developed plant. So then there is a category of the trees, which is like a wooden well-developed plant. And the photosynthesis happen in the leaf plant only. Photosynthesis is the pathway of making food in the plant where they are using sunlight and carbon dioxide. And that happens in the plant, in the part of the plant where chlorophyll is present. And chlorophyll, this is always present in the green part of the plant. Maximum chlorophyll is present in the leaves, but then another part also that is present, but then there photosynthesis is less. Now let's move forward. All the explanation that I thought I'll make here, I made it here. So I suppose everything is clear to you. So these all are types of plants depending upon their stem type. Now let's move forward and let's talk about, guys, my system is saying beep, beep, beep all the time. I think I have to log out from an application that is being opened. Let me just close it up. Yeah. Now let's continue. Hold on. Yeah, now you might not be hearing any sound. I just closed the application that was opened. Now the next one that we are going to get into is the part of the plant. As I told you, this is the shoot system, this is the root system. Into the shoot system, we do have the flower. Flower used to be the reproductive part. Flower used to be the beautiful and the reproductive part. Leaf used to be the one which perform photosynthesis because it has a lot of chlorophyll in it. How photosynthesis happened, where chlorophyll is present, I'll explain once I talk about the leaf part in the upcoming parts. Next is the fruit, which protects the seed. This fruit is formed from the flower. This is formed from flower. Every fruit was once a flower. Are you getting my point? You know what? Fruit used to have seeds in it. All the fruits. There are many fruits which do not have the seed, but seed is a way to get to know that fruits, the part of the plant which has the seed is a fruit. What I want to say that chili is a fruit, capsicum is a fruit, cucumber is a fruit, all kind of chilies are fruit. All the part of the plant which have seeds, they are the fruit. Lady finger, if you do not like that veggie okra, but that is also a fruit. All the part of the plant which have seeds are the fruit. Remember it. Okay. Okay. So the next one, this is the stem which used to be supporting in nature, and stem is of different types, like the green stem in herbs, and then a little harder stem in shrubs, and then proper wooden stem in the trees. So this is of different type. And then root is the one that is in maximum cases this is present inside the soil, but there are other exceptions also where the root, this is not exactly present in the soil, a little part is also coming out. But that's another talk of discussion. But right now, root is in the soil, and that is the one that is absorbing water and minerals, and that makes root system. So guys, we have to mainly cover root system in this video, in the session, not the video. You're not watching the video, you're watching me, you're learning. So let's talk about the parts of the root. Root. It consists of root. Root consists of many branches. And the point is that these branches are present in different design. So these branches are present in different design, and they used to have little hair-like structure, which is known as root hair. And root hair actually help in absorption. It absorbs water plus nutrients. The minerals. Because these minerals, they can dissolve in the water. These minerals are water soluble. So when that is why, you know what, in the plant transpiration happens. Transpiration means when water is being evaporated from the leaves. Why that happen? Because when water is evaporating from the leaves, then root will absorb more water. And with more water, they will absorb more minerals. That is why transpiration process is important. I'll talk about that in the leaves part. But for now, you understand that more water is absorbed because with the water, minerals are also being absorbed. So now this is the root tip. This is the root tip. A root tip consists of root hair, and it has different areas in which different reactions are happening. If I say this different parts include first region of cell elongation. Cell elongation means, first of all, region of cell division where the cells are dividing. Like suppose you are getting an injury and then your body will start healing. Why? Because there are so many cells present in our body, they start dividing. They will be damaged and then they will start divide to form new cell, and then your wounded area will become good. Same happen in the plant. Plant also shows cell division. There happen the cell division in the root tip area, into the shoot tip area also that happen. So here cells are dividing. After dividing, this cell elongate in the size and then they become mature. After become mature, they move up and become part of the plant. Are you getting my point? So when a cell is dividing, it is not doing any function. It is just dividing, just dividing. But when cell get mature, it has a function. Like suppose in the plant photosynthesis happen. So photosynthesis is the function. So the cell which is showing photosynthesis, they are mature. Now in the roots, absorption of the nutrient happen. It happens only from the mature cell and not from the top area, the tip area, because their cells are dividing. After this stops dividing, they get mature, then they start absorption. Are you getting my point? So in different part of the plant, in our body also same way, skin is doing its function, protecting us. But when it is damaged, then cells stops doing the function and then start dividing and then start working again, doing the function again. That's how it happens. Okay, so this is about the root. Root hair means a little thread-like structure present on the root. They are the one which actually help in absorption. So absorption help happen with the help of root hair. These are the parts of the root, and I suppose now this thing is really very clear to you. Now guys, you might be wondering about this labeling: primary root, secondary root, tertiary root. Things will become more clear to you after you understand types of root. Do I have a blank space? Blank space means blank space. Okay, so basically let me tell you, root basically are of two types: primary and fibrous. These three I'll tell you later. But these are the primary root and fibrous root. Primary means a proper, it's not the primary root, I will say. This is the tap root. There are two root systems. One is the tap root system and one is fibrous root system. Tap root system means once there is a primary root and then there are secondary roots and then there are tertiary roots. It's like a proper design. The diagram, it was there now. So this is a primary root at the center, then there is a secondary root, and then there is a tertiary root, branches and branches. That is known as tap root system. And then there is another root system which is known as fibrous root system. Fibrous root system has no proper design. It's like normal. Fibrous root system is like, you know, all the fiber kind of, no primary, no secondary, these kind of things. Are you getting my point? I'm gonna just, you know, I'm copying some example, but for now, understand this thing up that I'm telling, that into the fibrous root system, no proper design or primary, secondary thing. It's just like a fiber origination, the birth of the root happens from any place. This is also known as adventitious root. Forget this one. This is adventitious root only. And these are another one that I'll tell you later. Actually, in the next part, we have to talk about the modification root. I'll just confirm your syllabus and I'll continue. But this is tap root and adventitious root. Into the tap root, this is like a primary, secondary, tertiary thing. And into the adventitious, this is like a proper fiber thing. Now let me give you example. I have to add a blank slide and then I'll continue. Hold on for a second. Give me a second, guys. Huh? You people are so nice, so patient. I suppose you are, I'm pretty sure, very good students. Now let's continue there. So I was trying to show you this example, that some example of the plant that have a tap root system include carrot, mustard, radish, turnip, beetroot, parsley, coriander. And some plant with fibrous root system is in grasses, wheat, rice, corn, rosemary, and coconut. These are the examples. Now, if a question come into your paper, bacha, or that about the difference, you can write, I have told you all the difference. It's just that this is a written information. But this type of root system developed from the radicle and continues and the primary root system, which gives off lateral roots. A cluster of slender fiber-like root arises from the base of the radicle and plumule, which constitutes the fibrous root system. Guys, there is a thing known as seed. Seed is the baby plant. Seed is the one which is growing to grow the whole plant. Into the seed, when like germination happen, there used to be two important parts. One is known as plumule and one is known as radicle. In maximum cases, the lower one is radicle, upper one is plumule. In maximum cases, radicle grow to form the roots and plumule form the shoots. But in fibrous one, this plumule and radicle plumule a little also grows to form the fibrous root. Doesn't have proper design. For now, you remember these terms. Once we talk about the seed, I'll show you diagram of that. But plumule and radicle are just the region. It doesn't have any particular design or something. Just like you must have seen the sprouts that you eat. Onto the sprouts, there are little things coming out. These little things have the plumule and radicle on it. So little part, the lower part will form the root and the upper part will form the shoot. The taproot makes the plant hard to pull out of the ground since they reach for the ground for the water by making branches. These roots spread in the soil, each tip covered with root hair, easier to pull out. Examples, more examples are written up there. So I suppose now differences are clear to you. Is it? Okay. So now let me confirm your syllabus, guys, because there was a diagram showing the modification of the root. I suppose we have to cover that in the next part. Let me see. Part of the leaf root function. Yeah, modification of root, I'll tell you in the last part. According to the syllabus, we have to cover that in the last part. But for now, as I've mentioned it, at least I should show you diagram now. So basically here, if you could look at the diagram, roots are of different type. Like you see, these are the root which is coming outside. The root which is coming outside, these are known as crop roots. These are present in air, which is breathing. And then there are aerial roots without any prop, as in taking the help also to stand, but in aerial, literally coming outside and then breathing. Are you getting my point? You must have heard about the mangroves. Mangroves, if you have visited at certain place. The last time I visited, it was in Malaysia, I guess. But anyways, mangroves, they are the plant which is present in the soil and semi in the soil coming out also. Actually, into the mangroves, root used to come out for breathing. Root needs oxygen and they are present in the water. For taking direct oxygen, they come out. That is also modification of the root. What I want to say that roots, they are modified in different forms to perform the function. And there are different types. I'll tell you in the last part. Don't worry. Two diagram you have seen, I'll show you real life. I'll update my presentation and add some real life pictures. But for now, taproot and fibrous root, this is done. Now let's move forward. The next thing, if a question come into your paper that what are the function of roots, you will say that helps in transportation of nutrients sorry, nutrients, not the nutrition, nutrients and water by absorbing it. I'm writing by absorbing it. It provide encourage to the plant, strength to the plant. It helps in, let me think more point. It provides attachment with the soil, transportation. Yes, it prevents soil erosion. It prevents soil erosion by binding with the soil particles, binding with soil. Root also improves quality of the soil. I tell you how. You know what? There is a category of the plant named pulses. They have a lot of bacteria into their roots, and these bacteria improve the quality of the soil because these bacteria, they absorb nitrogen. You must have in your life somewhere heard about nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle is done by the bacteria which is present inside the roots of the pulses plant. So in the plant, the roots are absorbing nitrogen and they improve quality of the soil. They make the soil more fertilized in that case. So yeah, these are the points that you can write. So last but not the least, what we have to talk about is soil erosion. Soil erosion is eroding. This is the process of removing the top layer of the soil by natural forces of water and wind. Yeah, natural. So that's because of human that some flood happen or some what do we say? High wind storm kind of thing happen, and just soil is moving from one place to another place. So that is soil erosion. Are you getting my point? The remaining topsoil will be washed away from the water before after. See this picture, deforestation occur and the topsoil. That's why plantation is important, because plants root have taken up the soil particle. If roots are not there, the soil is going to move from one place to another place. It can cause desertification. Desert can be created. Do you think Sahara desert in Africa side, in India also, it has been, they are just like that? No. In Africa, it used to be green, tropical forest, like millions of years back. We people have been grown from Africa only, like evolution. But then it was all desert because of the natural reasons. It's a gradual process, but yeah, and these days it's not all the time gradual process. So it causes desertification. That's why greenery should be there. It's really very important. If we think we are feeding on the plant, no, plant are feeding. Plant are feeding on us. Actually, plant can decompose us. Plants are using us. They can decompose us literally by showing some what do you say, destruction or something, and then we'll be in the soil and we will be the nutrient for them. Anyways, that was some philosophical talk, but soil erosion is that. If a question come about the soil erosion, first you will define it, then you will write the causes. It can cause, this is a consequence, then you will write consequence. It can cause desertification. It can cause habitat loss of many of the jungle forest animals. Habitat loss of forest animals. Think about more points. Do I have a space there? Think about more points. Consequence of soil erosion. Water holding capacity of the soil reduces because of the root absence also. The root also help in increasing water holding capacity. You can write up there. It increases water absorbing capacity of the plant. Now you can write that when soil erosion happens, water holding capacity of soil reduces. So these are the consequences. Can you think about more consequences, guys? If a soil erosion happens, soil will not be there. It will be moving from one place to another place. You cannot grow more of the plant. temperature will increase, because when more greenery is there, average temperature decreases. So there will be, what do we say, deforestation. And because of the deforestation, average temperature of the area increases. These are the points that you can write. So once you're talking about the soil erosion, you will say the definition, consequences, and the reasons also. Causes. Into the causes, you will say that for deforestation is there, trees are being cut down, industrialization is there, and natural reasons also. You will say that there are two type of reason. One is natural and one is man-made. So man-made is deforestation and industrialization, and then you can talk about the natural reasons. Natural reason as in wind and water, and storm, floods, I mean water as in flood only. So guys, this is all about soil erosion. Now I finally suppose everything is clear to you. If you have any doubt, I will tell you what to do. Let me just solve these questions. This is the soil erosion happening. Okay. So what are herbs? My question. Yes, you know it. The green, you can just move back the video and just listen to it. The small plant with soft and tender and green short stem are known as herbs. They hardly attain height more than 1.5 meter. Their stems are not woody and can be bent. They are flexible. They have a tissue known as collenchyma. Collenchyma is a tissue which is present in the weak stems. Collenchyma is a tissue. A group of cell is a tissue. A lot of cells together make a tissue, and that is known as collenchyma in case of herbs. A herb may or may not have branches. For example, tomato, mint, and penny. From the member, why question 4? Did I delete few questions? Okay, that was not related to it. Please forget the sequence. From the member of various group given below, find the odd one out. Coriander, mint, jamun, and grass. Coriander is a fruit. Yeah, dhania is a fruit. Mint, leaf, jamun, seed, fruit, fruit. Think about it. Come on. More punk is out. Coriander, mint, jamun, and grass. Grass is out, obviously. You can eat, consume all of them, but not the grass, except the lemongrass. Acha, acha. Oh, sorry. Why did I mention? Oh my God, that question is not good. Okay. Actually, now the question, various group, you find the odd one out. In purpose of question is incomplete because I was categorizing them on the basis of function. In purpose of the type of tree. That's what. I'm so sorry, guys. I answered it correctly, but then I thought it in the function of the utilization and consumption. But then if we talk about in the first case, this jamun is the tree while others are herbs. Morpunk is not that morpunk. Guava is a tree while other are shrubs. These are morpunk and these are shrubs. Let me show you morpunk. Put it for a second, huh? That's being stupid of me. Morpunky plant, huh? They have written as a morpunk, that's why. But anyways, morpunky is the plant that is there in the ornamental purpose also that is added. Let me show you. Now you can see this screen. This one is the morpunky. This is a shrub. This is more punky actually. That's why I was thinking. That's more punky, not the more punk. But yeah, that's it. I answered it because I thought like the consumption, but they must have mentioned it. Next time once you do your school assignment, please look into it in purpose. Because in the chapter also we had been talking about the type of tree, type of plant. So yeah. So these are the answers that we have done. And in the last, not the thank you, reason being I have a video to show you on the different, not the part of the plant. It was on the route that I selected. Let me show you the video. I'll come back here. Guys, in this video, disclaimer is that this video is not of the 6th grade, but this video is of the 11th grade. That's way higher than you. So wherever you have to skip, you don't have to learn about it, I will mention it. So do not worry. If you want to learn that, we will be shared with you. You can see that. So root system. So the underground part of the root is known as root system. Under the soil, the underground main axis of the plant body, this is the root. It is the prolongation of the radicle of the embryo. As I told you, in the seed, radicle and plumule is there. So this is mainly formed from the radical part. Root is positively geotropic and negatively phototropic. That means into the gravity. Geo means gravity, that is positively attracted towards the gravity, and negative phototropic means away from the light. Photo means light. So that is that thing. So it is not differentiated into nodes and internodes. Node and internode part I must have mentioned you earlier, but let me draw it here. Onto the stem, onto the plant, onto the, like any plant part, if a new branch is originating, point where it is originating is known as node, and the space between the two node is known as internode. I repeat myself, there are two things. Let me move back here. There are two things, node and internode. That node is the place where new part is originating, that's a node, and internode. So nodes and internode, wherever, because into the node the cell division happens, so these things are absent, they directly grow. It is not differentiated into node and internode. It do not possess leaves, buds, flowers, and fruits, obviously. Lateral roots are produced from the main axis in acropetal succession. So now you don't have to understand, but just remember that there is a taproot primary, and then it grows primary, secondary, tertiary, all those roots. So these all roots are together known as the lateral system. They are producing from the lateral system, and that's it. This thing you don't have to learn. This also not cover. Now the next thing that we have to understand is types of root system. A root system is mainly of two types. As I told you, there is a taproot system and an adventitious root system. So let's move up inside the plant. In angiosperm, angiosperm means flowering plant. All the plants which have flowers in it, they are known as angiosperm. Please remember. Types of root system: taproot and fibrous, also known as adventitious. The first picture that they are showing is, why they showed adventitious at that time. First is taproot there. So the central main axis is the taproot, and it has the primary, secondary, and tertiary branches, and all branches together they are known as lateral one. Taproot is formed from the prolongation of the radicle. Lateral roots are produced obliquely, means in the oblique direction. Acropetal word you don't have to understand, but acropetal means growth happen from downward to upward. Like in the downward area, growth is happening, and then maturation happen upward. Acropetal is the general word if you want to understand that up. It is mostly present in the dicot. There is a category of the plant which is known as dicot. Means two cotyledons are present. Cotyledon means, like you must have seen the mung sprouts. If you open the sprout, there are two things present in it. If you open it up, these are known as cotyledons. So if there are two, then it is dicotyledon. If there is a one, like in maize, the cone that you eat, it's one. That's monocotyledon. Fibrous root system or adventitious root system. It appears to be like a fiber. A bunch of new roots that appear from the stem as fiber. So they are the fibrous root system. You see, so roots are not formed from the radicle. So these are formed actually little from the radicle and plumule. So these are also called as adventitious root system. And that's it. They are mainly present in monocots. Acha, function also added up in, I didn't notice. They absorb, that's the same point they are telling. That's it. So with this we are finally, and all the things extra in this video we don't have to cover, because even if I tell you, you will not be able to understand that up, because for that you need a lot of basic information. If you want to see, video will be shared with you, and then you will be able to see, but that's fine. This much information is much more than enough for you. And if you want to understand, you can ask your class teacher. Also, you can put your doubt on the discussion board in your student account, and you can reach me also. I mean, ask IITian only. And then if you have any doubt, you can go into your student account or come on to the Ask IITian page and then click on Ask Expert. Yeah, I'm done on my part, guys. I'll see you up in the next part.